Good morning, everyone. I'm Mika, the president of that youth organization that gives hope and inspiration. Actually, I want to talk about, because yesterday we had a forum about this issue, this Japanese Supreme Court decision. It was titled Destiny or a Right? A Question on Japanese Nationality. So, yeah. There are interesting things that came out with the forum. For example, the first one, the forum on nationality opened a door because of this Supreme Court decision. So one of the interesting things that the organization came up is that we laud this decision because this recognizes the right of the children and the youth to choose their own nationality, giving them freedom. It's emancipating at one point. Second, this gives the children a choice and recognizes the youth's ability to decide for themselves. The third, this is interesting because the forum was actually about nationality issues, if the JFCs would like to acquire a Japanese nationality. What's interesting though, in the end of the forum, it's not a question on nationality itself. It's not so much of being a Japanese national that the Japanese Filipino children are questioning. It's more of the recognition of the father. So let's not mislead ourselves. For example, there's this one JFC who wants to be a Japanese national because he wants his father to recognize himself. So the issue is not being a Japanese national. It's actually the recognition of the father of the JFC because it's one of their questions. Since they can't identify with their father, the Japanese national, they have questions on their identity also. Also, there are repercussions on this Supreme Court decision, as mentioned before by Don, Batis, and Maligaya House. So, first, even before the news came out about the Supreme Court decision, there was before news that Japan as a country is opening out for other nationalities with Japanese blood. So, since that time, recruitment agencies, especially those illegal ones, sprouted like mushrooms, proclaiming that they could help the JFCs gain Japanese nationality or help them land a job in Japan. So this poses a problem, especially we encountered cases of Japanese Filipino youth who went to Japan and they are working there actually right now as low-skilled workers. So they work in factories and at a young age they're facing exploitation. So the next one, the case of JFCs who grew up in Japan is different from those who grew up in the Philippines. For one, there's the culture, the language, they're different. Not to mention the discrimination. So that's another issue. And if ever there are Japanese Filipino children who grew up here in the Philippines and acquired Japanese nationality and then go to Japan, we are not ensured if they would be recognized by the people there or the state, if they would be given the same rights of a citizen, of a Japanese citizen. So therefore, instead of being an emancipating law or an emancipating act, this ends up to be a detriment to the Japanese Filipino youth because they often are victimized by illegal recruiters. So one of our solution, not solutions. One of the things that we agreed upon is that Japanese Filipino children, for one, those who are in an organization, those who are organized, they are at an advantage because they have venues to talk about and to tackle this issue, like what happened yesterday. So another is that there should be an information campaign regarding this issue because for one, this could empower the JFCs to decide do they really want to enter this open opportunity or not, to recognize the repercussions, recognize the pros and the cons. So the next one, the third one, identify the reasons why they want to be to be a Japanese national? Is it for economic reasons? Or is it a mere issue of recognition of their father? It's important to realize that, because we should understand if these JFCs really want to be Japanese nationals or not. Yeah. So, furthermore, the issue of nationality should not be constricted to the JFCs. In our organization, we in Japanese, in Batis Yogi, we recognize that what we should be doing is helping the Japanese Filipino children understand their issues and help them decide. Though we have particular issues as JFCs, we are also part of this community. We are the youth, and we face other challenges as well. So, because nationality is a big issue, it is not just from yesterday. We realize that is it not nationality is not something that you acquire once opportunity arises, and then something that you will suppress when there are disadvantages.